Hey, it's Dad Steve. Please like and subscribe. Please click on the Deck Heroes icon. Click on subscribe. 100% free. Blood in, blood out. And don't forget to click on notifications just so that you don't miss out on any amazing content. I was keeping an eye on who has been backing either side of the campaign, the Harris campaign and the Trump campaign. This gentleman's thoughts are so fascinating. He needs absolutely no introduction. Let's go.
Detroit! What up, though? So look, I wrote down a few things I wanted to say. I love you too. Thank you. I'm here tonight for a couple of important reasons. As most of you know, the city of Detroit and the whole state of Michigan mean a lot to me. And going into this election, the spotlight is on us more than ever, and I think it's important to use your voice. So I'm encouraging everybody to get out and vote, please. I also think that people shouldn't be afraid to express their opinions. And I don't think anyone wants an America where people are worried about retribution or what people will do if you make your opinion known. I think Vice President Harris supports a future for this country where these freedoms and many others will be protected and upheld. And here to tell you much more about that, President Barack Obama.
Listen, I could go into the Obama speech, but listen again what he said. These rights of community. Well, Trump said he's going to go after his political opponents. He's saying the thing you don't say and definitely don't do out loud. And got to think about these private people, including obviously Eminem, coming out onto the political stage to make a statement. It's not just him, it's many others, but also Republicans are coming out to say, no, not that guy, never Trump, basically, never Trump. Even some Republicans, staunch Republicans, are coming out to say, never Trump, never Trump, never Trump. They're still Republican, not this guy. Not this guy. And that is 100% true. But at this time, there's never a good time to lurch over to the extreme right wing. You can be on the right side of the middle and, you know, everything's still happy and things tick over in a relatively peaceful way, but not on the extreme right wing, surely. Especially if you've got the most to lose. Any kind of minority, basically, or anybody who's going to be othered. Historically, if you've been historically othered and at risk, how do you think you're going to fare on the extreme right wing with these guys in charge? Lots more points, but they've got a lady who summarised it, just kind of point. Let's go into that.
Can anyone explain to me why Trump saying, "I hate Taylor Swift," is the thing that's really got his supporters riled up? They're like, this is a bridge too far. I mean, it was fine when you said immigrants were rapists and unalivers. It was fine that you defrauded everyone in each one of your businesses. It was fine that you incited an insurrection. It was fine that you mocked a disabled reporter. It was fine that you said you could grab women without their permission. It was fine that you said you moved on a married woman like a bitch. It was fine that you had an affair with Stormy Daniels and used money to cover it up during the campaign. It was fine that you were friends with Putin. It's fine that you won't say that you want Ukraine to win the war. It's fine that you said Haitians are eating cats and dogs. It's fine that you're proud to have overturned Roe v. Wade and to have been a flip-flopper on the issue. It's fine that you interfered in the election. It's fine that you asked them to find 11,000 votes out of nowhere. It's fine that you had people storm the Capitol. It's fine that you hired your entire family to work with you when you...
Before we go into the nepotism, we talk about the Biden son, and then you got the orange man's kids in positions of power, very important positions of power with zero experience in order to make those decisions. Oh my gosh. It's just, you just couldn't make it up. And in terms of storming the Capitol and trying to overthrow democracy, and then in the same breath complain that you're the one that's hard done by because you didn't get the votes. As you're kind of sending mobs to try and terrorize the Capitol. There was a law enforcement officer that actually lost his life. It shouldn't even take somebody to lose their life for this person to be unsuitable Right? Right? But apparently not. Let's ignore. Anyway, let's go forwards.
President. It's fine that you were best friends with Jeffrey Epstein. It's fine that you had people storm the Capitol. It's fine that you hired your entire family to work with you when you were president. It's fine that you were best friends with Jeffrey Epstein. It's fine that you said that the White House is going to smell like curry if Kamala gets elected. Yeah, right? It's fine that you stacked the Supreme Court with conservative justices. It's fine that you ran on the premise that you would build a wall and Mexico would pay for it, but they didn't. It's fine that you told the Proud Boys to stand back and stand by. It's fine that you claim there is such thing as post-birth abortions. It was fine after Charlottesville that you said there were very fine people on both sides, even though there were Yahtzees there. It was fine when you took top secret documents and just kept them in your bathroom and garage at Mar-a-Lago and then refused to give them back. It's fine that you're a convicted felon on 34 counts. It's fine that you continue to pretend that you won the last election. It's fine if you talk about Hannibal Lecter every time you have a rally, or even at the RNC, and that you think he's a real person. It's fine that you cozy up to Putin and Kim Jong-un. It's fine that the only character reference you can think of is the president of Hungary. Oh, and Sean Hannity. It's fine that you've been endorsed by the KKK. It's fine that you were found guilty of assaulting Eugene Carroll. It's fine that you have dementia. It's fine that you killed the border deal to help your own campaign. It's fine that you called Netanyahu and told him not to take a ceasefire deal while you weren't president. It's fine that you're saying the Harris administration wants to do transgender operations on illegal aliens in jail. It's fine that you're telling people that teachers can do an operation on your child while they're at school and they'll come home a different gender. It's fine that you're clearly tied to Project 2025. It's fine that you're a fake Christian and everyone knows it. It was fine that you used Arlington Cemetery for a publicity stunt and stood on the graves of fallen soldiers while giving a thumbs up. It's totally fine that you called our war heroes suckers and losers, or said that you didn't like John McCain because he got captured. It's fine that you got out of being in the service yourself by saying you had bone spurs. It's totally fine that you stole from a children's cancer charity. It's fine that you called your daughter a piece of ass. It's fine to call Kamala Harris a Marxist. It's fine to hate more than half the country just because they don't like you. It's fine that you're an incoherent dumb fuck who doesn't ever talk about people and what we need, but only talks about himself. But what isn't fine is tweeting, "I hate Taylor Swift," because that makes you look like a 13-year-old girl. Now his supporters are embarrassed. Now he's taken it too far. They're begging him to take the post down. The rest of it is fine. Just take the post down. You can't just say, "I hate Taylor Swift." You can do all the other stuff, and we'll support you no matter what. In fact, we're still supporting you. We just really want you to take that post down because it makes you look like a little girl. God knows, being a girl is the worst thing you could be.
And when you're thinking about this candidate, the orange guy, and you think about who's going to run the country, do we overlook the facts that he's a many times failed businessman? He's a many times failed businessman who's famous for not paying his legal advice even now, and a lot of the businesses that work with him, the facts are he doesn't pay up. He doesn't follow through on his commitments, even under law, even to solicitors. And he's a many times bankrupt person. What makes you think he's going to be good at running the country? He can't run his own businesses. Many times failed. He benefited from the Obama economy. Just to break that down a little bit, when you start any kind of position on day one, there's what came before, which brings that momentum. There's what came before, it brings that momentum. Then over time, you can enact your policies. And then the consequences of those policies will filter into the next administration, more or less, or towards the end of your first term. You know what I mean? So if, say, what he's recommending now, that you no tax on overtime and things like that, yes, it's going to send the debt ceiling right through, the debt borrowing right through the ceiling. Okay? And it's going to destabilize the whole country, and generations to come, we're going to have to pay it off. Yeah, and you may well get to this point where you lose your credit rating, and then those systems which won't allow America to fail, maybe there's somebody somewhere else which thinks, maybe they should let it fail, and then we'll see what happens. Then you're putting yourself in a vulnerable position. We'll see what happens, but you've got to see the logical consequences of what you've done, or what you may decide to do. But again, so we've got this Obama birth certificate where he highlights an American just because he's black. Well, he can't possibly be American, casting doubt on whether blacks are true American citizens. And I think about how other black people interpret those facts, which are not from long ago. It's within everybody who's watching this is old enough to know what happened. It wasn't all that long ago. We're saying this black person can't possibly be American. But yet there's black people who kind of give him the benefit of the doubt. Benefit of the doubt, even though we know it's with the Proud Boys as well. and that he's a white supremacist. You don't just kind of be a little bit white supremacist. You know what I mean? You don't just happen to accidentally join the Proud Boys. Or is that what we're thinking? Well, not we're thinking. Is that what's being thought by some? How do they reconcile it, though? How do they reconcile? I think from what I've seen, what happens is that there's going to be certain rhetoric. I mean, it's not policy, because in that debate, he's got he's got the beginnings of a plan. I forgot how he hasn't even got a plan. He hasn't even got a plan. This is how serious he's taken the presidency. He doesn't even have a plan. I can't remember exactly what he said, like the foundations of a plan. He's going for a presidential debate to the nation and to the world. And he doesn't have one single plan that he could put forwards that shows he's been giving it any thought whatsoever. And is that a surprise, though? The guy was talking about injecting bleach. Do we think he sits down in a room of actual professionals and takes on board the advice that he's given? Do we think he's of a mental level where he kind of processes things and, okay, I'm considering all those opinions and thank you very much. I think we're going to do this for this reason. Oh, come on. What do we think Trump's attention span is? We can see his attention span. He can't actually answer any question whatsoever. He'll divert it into an insult. You know what I mean? So we can laugh. People laugh along until on serious points and they never get addressed. We know this is the facts. Or isn't it? Is that right or is that not right? But things get too serious. Things get serious when it's this position of this person, this old man, this senile old man who's in decline. He's got that button, that nuclear button's at hand. He's got all these crazy plans and crazy non-plans and thoughts and assertions, let's put it that way. Non-plans, just assertions. Anyway, listen, I hope that people, listen, you don't have to listen to me if you're in the States right now and you're thinking about what vote to cast. Don't have to think of me. I ain't living there. I ain't going to live it. But again, if you support the mood of far-right extremism and that becomes the norm and that becomes validated and that becomes tolerated, your day-to-day life will be a lot more tense. That is Steve and I'm out.